Hello, my name is Carla and I'm here today to talk about setting up Stellar Leap. So, the first thing you do is grab a player board and a cheat sheet. You also need to grab 4 resource tracker markers and place them on the 3 column of your player board. You start off with 3 water, 3 food, 3 fuel, and 3 oxygen. All players start off with the same amount of resources. Next, you need to make an important decision. What color are you going to play with? I've chosen teal. So, I've taken my 10 teal meeples, 5 action tracker cubes, and 12 chits. The meeples go on your meeple track. The action tracker cubes go on your action track. And then your chits just go to the side. I've set up my player area now. So, I've also set up yellow's play area. And finally, you need a home planet. This is the teal home planet. This is just going to go to the side right now. Before the game starts, we will set it up and decide where it is in the galaxy, but not yet. So next, you want to set up your dice cards. The dice cards are set out 1 through 6, and they're set in a line like so. If I was really playing like this, with a person right here, I'd probably put the dice cards, opposite, like this, but this is a video. So it looks better to have the dice go from 1 to 6 so that you, the viewer, can see it better. So if somebody was sitting there, this would be the ideal setup for them. So we have our dice cards. Next, we want to shuffle and place the safe planets, the dangerous planets, and the events. So, I've already chosen a community dice ability, but usually you would just shuffle these up like so, choose one. I've chosen this community dice ability and it gets placed here. Next, we're going to talk about missions. The number of missions that are used in a game depends on the player count. So, in this game, a 2-player game, we would take 2 times the number of players, which is 4. So 4 tier 1 missions, and put the rest in the box. And 4 tier 2 missions, and then put the rest in the box. So now we lay out 4 tier 1 missions. This happens in every player count game. So in a 3-player game, you still put out 4, but there's 2 left over that still need to be drawn. Now, we pass out the trait and the player dice ability cards. We deal 2 to each player, like so, and then players get to choose. For the player dice ability, I would choose one of these and set it face up. Everyone knows your player dice ability because you're going to have to use it. And then I would discard the other one. For the trait, I would look at them, choose one, and lay it face down. Nobody else should know what your trait is because this is hidden and it determines what kind of score you get at the end. Next, we have to place our home planets. We start with the first player, which is the player who's traveled the furthest from a current playing location, and we place it into the galaxy. Right now, I can only place in the first row of any column. I'm going to choose 5. So when I do this, I put out 1 chit, because when I discover any sort of planet or asteroid, I place out a chit to show, and 1 meeple. We start off with the 1 meeple spot and proceed higher. So here is my planet, and this is where I start. Yellow might choose to go on the 6th, and then the game is ready to start.